All right, what's up everybody? Coming to you with Tuesday, June 2nd's workout. For our strength today, we're getting back into our Olympic lifts if you have a barbell. If you're using an at-home object or a dumbbell or a kettlebell, I'm gonna have you do a similar complex during those 2-minute and 30-second sets. Then for our conditioning today, we've got some more hinging with our deadlifts. If you have a med ball, you can do those slam balls. That's what we'll be using in the class setting at the gym. If not, we can do some burpees over whatever object we're using, and then we'll be hitting some midline flexion-based movement with those sit-ups. So we're going to start our warm-up standing today. Let's go palms forward. Pull those shoulders down and back. Lean your neck over to one side, feel that stretch. Hold for a few, reach down towards the ground with your fingertips. Lean your neck over to the other side. Keep those shoulders down and back. Back over to side one. And then back over to side two. From here, let's get into some neck circles. Keep your shoulders down and back. Let that head hang heavy. Move nice and slow. Get a better stretch. If you feel a sticky spot, stay there for a little bit longer. 3, 2, 1. Let's switch directions. Same thing. Head hangs heavy. Keep those shoulders down and back. 3, 2, 1. From here, let's get into some shoulder rolls. Shove those shoulders big up into the ears. Squeeze your shoulder blades together behind you. Round out your back as that shoulder rolls towards the front. From here, let's go other way. Renee thinks I look awkward when I roll my shoulders forwards. She thinks I look sexy when I roll them back though. We had a little camera issue the first time, so this is our second time filming. My jokes get better the second time through. After that, let's interlace our fingers, clasp those hands together, keep those forearms close, wrist rolls. Let's go other way. Push and pull on those hands. From here, let's pull fingertips down, push the heel of the hand forward, feel that stretch in your forearm. And let's switch hands, fingertips down, push the heel of the hand forward. Let's go back over to side one, fingertips up this time, still driving the bottom of the hand forward. Back over to side two, same thing. From here, let's put the backs of the hands together. Start with elbows high, then push down on those elbows while you drive the back of the hand harder together. Release, shake them out for a moment. Same thing again, start high, then drive those elbows down. 3, 2, 1, shake those wrists out again. From here, let's get into some elbow circles. Upper arm stays primarily still, swinging that forearm. Let's go other way now. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Shoulder width stance. Let's get into some trunk twists. Start small, arms tighter, then start to twist farther. Let those arms come out wider, pick up a little bit of speed. After that, come back to tighter, hinge forward and twist. Make sure you're spinning that back toe. Hinge backwards and twist. After that, let's get into some shoulder work. Open up the arms, slap the back. Feel that chest stretch out as those hands swing back. Round out the back as the hands swing forward. From here, let's throw the arms down, throw overhead, You can bend those knees a little bit, get tall as you reach up. 3, 2, 1. Make a tight fist, hands reach out to the side. Start with some small, tight arm circles. Keep reaching as we get into bigger arm circles. Keep that belly tight. Let's go other way, small arm circles. Then get bigger. You're trying to get out of there. 3, 2, 1. Relax on those. We're going to do some Jefferson curls next. What these are going to look like, start tall. You're going to round out your neck first. Then you're going to round out your upper back. You'll kind of crunch your belly to round out your mid back. Keep your legs straight. We'll take 10 seconds on the way down, 10 seconds on the way up. Roll down 1 vertebrae at a time. Roll up 1 vertebrae at a time. 3, 2, 1, and down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Rolling up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. One more. Down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Shake those arms out. From here, shoulder width stance. Get into some hip circles. Shoulders stay over top of the feet. Start small, then get bigger. Squeeze those legs tight as you push those hips into that circular range. 3, 2, 1, switch sides, same thing, start small. Belly tight, legs tight, then get bigger. 3, 2, 1. Relax on those. Let's go feet closer together, hands above the knees, getting into some knee circles. Same thing, start small, then start swinging those knees in bigger circles. Let's go other way, start small, and swing those knees into some bigger circles. Let's come up on our toe, roll out our ankles, roll over the top of that foot, put some pressure into the top of the foot, working on that plantar flexion. Let's go over to the other side, same thing, rolling out that ankle. What you got there, Breck?
He's like in a daze and he's just going.
3, 2, 1.
He's so tired.
Into some calf raises next, toes straight to start. Get as tall as you can. Come down to where your heels almost touch the ground, but not quite. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's turn those toes in. Same thing, calf raises, toes pointed together, heels pointed out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Toes out now, same thing. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. From here, we're going to work on some hip flexion holds. We're going to go 20 seconds each side. Stay tall, don't lean back. You can either go bent knee or straight leg. If you go straight leg, point that toe, squeeze that leg tight, hold as high as you can. First one, in 3, 2, 1, and hold. Belly stays tight, posture stays straight up and down. Lift that toe high, push that base leg through the ground so it's nice and firm. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch sides, same thing. Either bent knee or straight leg, right into it. Drive that base leg hard through the ground. Keep that belly tight. Crown of the head towards the sky, but don't lean back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. From here, we're going to get into a single leg RDL hold. Don't let that chest drop too much. Think more about lifting that back heel, reaching long with that back leg. You can have a soft bend in that front knee. First one in. 3, 2, 1, 20-second hold. Try to have your belly button centered over your toe. Try to keep your hips square to the ground. Don't let that chest fall. Proud chest. 5 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Right into that other side. Same thing. Soft bend. Reach back with that heel. Reach up with that heel. Keep that belly button centered over this toe. Squeeze the glutes. Keep that hip close towards the ground. 2, 1, and rest. From here, let's get into some knee hugs. Keep your belly tight as you pull up on that knee, so we don't lose our pelvic position. Let's get a few more here. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Next, quad stretch. Drive that knee towards the ground. Push your hip forward. Hold for a moment, then switch. Knee towards the ground. Push your hip forward. Switch. Keep alternating on these. Try to get your knee as close to your other knee as you can. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's go hip cradles next. So lift up on your knee and your ankle so you feel the stretch in your hip. You don't feel too much torque in your knee. Then switch sides. So cradling that whole leg, lifting high, switch. Work on that balance. Work on that external rotation in your hip. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. From here, let's find our wide stance. Wrapping up our warm-up. Get into some sumo good mornings. Driving those knees wide. Sending those hips back. Keeping your back flat. Same stance. Let's drop those hips straight down. Pushing those knees wide. Feel that stretch in your hips. Keep that spine neutral. 3, 2, 1. Step into shoulder width. Same thing. Toes turned out just a bit. Don't arch your back. Keep your belly tight. Keep your spine neutral. Feel that stretch in your hamstrings and your glutes. From here, into some squats. Take your time on these first few reps. Hold that bottom position for a moment. Feeling that stretch. 3, 2, 1. Feet together, same thing. Good mornings. Active on the way down, active on the way up. Pull yourself to the bottom, push to the top. Don't fall to the bottom. Then hitting some squats with that same narrow position. Working a little more quad here. Challenging range in the ankle. 3, 2, 1, and relax. All right, everything should be loose. We should be nice and warm. Let's go ahead and start talking about our movements for today. So Renee is going to demo our barbell movements. She's going to start with 4 clean liftoffs. So what that's going to look like, bar is going to be at mid-shin. What do you think, Brett Dalton? Weight slightly forward in the foot. Knees a little bit forward as well, so you have that angle on the shin. And then as she goes to pull, she's going to lift off to just above the knee. And she's going to pin that bar against her thigh. And then she's going to come back down to mid-shin. Weight goes back towards the front of the foot. As she lifts off, weight shifts back into the heel. She's keeping that arm long, but using those lats to suck that bar back into her thigh. She'll do that for 4 reps. Then from here, she'll use that same motion, starting from mid-shin. She'll go to lift off, pin that bar to her thigh, and then slide all the way up to that tall standing position, and then she'll come back down. Actually, I'm going to have her hit power position this time. So let's go back down to mid-shin. Weight starts a little bit forward. Weight shifts back as she starts to pull. She makes contact with her thigh, slides into power position. She's still got that little 2-inch dip right there so that she can jump. And then once she's there, she'll stand to complete that clean deadlift. Let's do one more. Last clean deadlift example. Scooping the knees back, pinning the bar to the thigh, sliding into power. She can still jump from there, and then she's going to stand tall. And then our last movement today is going to be that hang power clean. I'm going to have her load down to just above her knee. And then from here, she'll slide back into power, jump and catch. And each time, she's going to pause in that catch position for 2. So one more time. Down to above the knee, slides into power, jumps and catch. Just working on those positions, making sure that she's making contact with that leg as she slides up and down. If you're using an odd object at home, you're not going to be able to go as heavy as the barbell. So what I want you to do is you're going to do a few more reps for each complex. So what that's going to look like, I'll demo with my backpack here. To mimic that angle we have in our shin, the first thing we're going to do is 8 long arm squats. So we're going to be holding in this down position. You're going to come down, keep chest tall. Notice I get that nice angle on my shin. Back stays flat. Drive through the heels to stand tall. Down to the ground. Drive through the heels to stand tall. From here, you'll base your feet in just a bit narrower. And I'm going to have you do 8 RDL. So very slight bend in your knee. Long arm stays long, back stays flat. Once you get through 8 there, we'll come to this tall standing position, and then we'll do 8 hang power cleans. So hinge forward, jump catch, hold in that catch position for a moment, then stand, hinge forward, jump catch, hold in that power position, and stand. Same kind of thing with dumbbell or kettlebell, except with this, if you're going single arm, I'm going to have you guys just hold in the suitcase position, and you'll do those same reps, but we'll do 4 per side. So we'll come down, try to keep everything even, chest stays tall, stand, so more of a squat position on those first 4. From there, we'll go into that suitcase RDL, and then we'll move into that hang, power clean, stand, then switch over to the other side. 4 of all 3 of those movements on the other side. Same thing goes if you're using that kettlebell. Whichever version you plan to do, I want you to give me 4 clean liftoffs, or 4 of those long arm squats, 4 clean deadlifts, and then 4 hang power cleans. So remember that first one, if you're using a kettlebell or a dumbbell, is going to be more like a squat. Then you're going to get into that RDL. Try to keep those hips square. And then from there, you'll get into that hang clean. Hips go back, jump catch, pause for a moment, then stand. If you're going single arm, let's just practice 2 of each per side. Oops, that was 4. RDL. Hold that catch position for a moment, regardless of the object that you're using. If you plan on moving up in weight with your barbell. Let's take the next minute or two to do so. We don't need to go heavy on these today. We haven't been doing a ton of Olympic lifting. Our goal here is to really work on positions so that we can build that foundation to start to add some more weight. If you're using kettlebell, dumbbell, or at-home object, I want you to practice 4 more of each movement. If you're going single arm, let's go 2 on each side. I like to keep that other fist even with this fist, that way I can tell if I'm rolling to one side or not. So suitcase squat into suitcase RDL. If you're using dumbbell, you can clean from the side position. If you're using kettlebell, I suggest cleaning from the middle. It's not a swing on that bell. Bell stays close. Catch in that pocket. If you need to move up in weight on barbell, take another moment or so, take another minute or so to do that. I'm going to break down this strength piece and then we'll kick it off. Yeah. So, if you're using barbell today and you want to build on each one of these sets, feel free to do so. So you don't need to be that heavy when we start off. Once again, if the movement starts to get sloppy at all, do not move up in weight. Positions, technique, that's our main goal for today. Longer complex, so honestly we got a bunch of reps today. So another reason that you don't need to go super heavy. Take your time on your lift-offs and your deadlifts. Be sure that you give yourself a moment to set up in the bottom. And then on those cleans, make sure that we're pausing in that catch position, looking for back to be straight up and down, looking for feet to be shoulder width, knees a little bit wider than toes. On all those movements, we start hip width, and then on that clean, we jump and we land shoulder width. So let's go ahead and find whatever object we plan to use. We'll get our clock set up, and we'll kick off our first round. 4 clean lift-offs, 4 clean deadlifts, 4 hang power cleans with a pause. If you're doing that odd object, let's go 8 of everything. If you're using dumbbell or kettlebell, let's go 4 per side of each movement.
You want this spot?
No. All right, gang, let's find that starting position. First round in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. So again, I'm going to start with those squats to mimic more of that forward shin position, a little bit lower hip, just like we do in that clean lift off. Go 4 of that suitcase squats, then 4 of those suitcase RDLs. And I'm going to go into 4 hang power cleans. Pause for a moment on that catch. You gotta think about bracing your core when you catch. Tell her, Brett. First round down. You got about a minute, and we'll kick off round number 2. Alright, gang. 20 seconds. Once again, if you want to adjust weight in between sets on your barbell, feel free to do so. Only move up if last set felt really good. 10 seconds. I'll demo with that odd object this time, in case you guys want to see that. In 3, 2, 1, and again. There we go. 8 of that long arm squat. Keeping chest up tall, hips come down lower than your typical deadlift. Into 8 RDL. Higher rep if you're using that odd object, just because your load's going to be a little bit lighter. And from there, 8 hang power cleans. Odd object smokes my grip. Still a good place to get a hold. Just hit my chin. 3 left. We got about 1 minute. We'll kick off that next round. Let's just keep mixing it up. I'll demo with the dumbbell this time.
You want to show everybody your get up, Mav? Come over here and walk by the orange ball.
Come over here.
Show them what you've been up to.
Show them your pressure washer.
Outfit.
Come here.
And your pressure washer. Come on.
Come on. Everybody, this is Mav's Dyson vacuum cleaner / pressure washer. And this is his PPE, personal protective equipment. Here we go, gang. Next round. 5, 3, 2, 1, and begin. So dumbbell. We'll do 4 per side. Suitcase squat. Into suitcase RDL. Keep those fists even. That way you know you're not rolling off to one side. Into 4. Hang power clean. Try to push those hips back. Jump with that long arm. Pause in that catch for a moment. Let that back head land on your shoulder, elbow comes through. Other side.
This is my tip.
It is a big bike.
And Hayden's is a big bike.
Get that jump shrug with that long arm. Good work, gang. 3 down, 2 left. Kicking off again in 1 minute. So remember, on any of that dynamic stuff, you want to jump with that long arm. As old school strength coaches say, when the elbow bends,
Power ends.
power ends. That's right. Because if your elbow's bent and you jump, now your arm's going to have to go in a different direction before it rebends to get to the top. So jump with that straight arm. That way all that power from your legs and core go into the object. 15 seconds, next round. 2 left here.
Aw.
5, 3, 2, 1, and go. Work on holding that catch position. If you're using that kettlebell, don't let it get out of the way. That's why it'll flop over on you and cause some pain on the forearm. Keep it close. You also don't need to pull it super high. Get it up to about your ribs, and then think about pushing that elbow through, finishing with your fist up here at your collarbone, right beneath the chin. Alright, gang. Play this round really quick. 2:30. We should kick off at 10, right?
That's me.
Kicked off at 7:30 with the 8:30, 9. Yeah. Last round. Here we go. 5, 3, 2, 1. Last round.
What?
Be strong on your catch. position on that kettlebell catch. It's good. All right, finish up that last set. Grab yourself a drink, and then we'll get into our movements for our Metcon. Score today and quantify. If you're using that barbell, just enter the weight that you finished at. Dumbbell, at-home object, kettlebell. Just put the weight in that you used for those. Then, for our Metcon today, we're going to 10-minute AMRAP, 6 deadlifts, 8 med ball slams. If you don't have that med ball just a weighted ball, you can do burpees over whatever object you're doing for your deadlift, and then 12 sit-ups. So you might want a mat for those sit-ups. If you don't want to have a mat, you can also fold a towel into thirds and put that under your low back, and that way you can keep that slight curve in your low back and get a little more work out of your abs when you have that prop. If we plan on doing deadlifts today, as far as weight goes, let's use moderate weight if we're on barbell, something you know that you can knock out 6 reps unbroken every time. As far as warming up for this, you can probably start with the weight that you had on bar for your cleans, and we'll go from there. So let's grab whatever object we plan to use for deadlifts. If it's that at-home object, I like to grab it on the bottom, and then that way I get a little more range of motion. My hips aren't going to go quite as low as that long arm squat that we just did. Hips are going to be up a little bit, vertical shin, and then also a little more knee bend than what I had on that RDL. As far as range goes, either get your hands down to the ground. If you're holding higher, just get that object down to the ground and then stand. If we're going dumbbell or kettlebell, same thing, we're going to go double hand today. If you struggle keeping your back flat, I would suggest holding on the top head of that dumbbell. If you've got a little more range of motion, you can hold on the sides. You're going to end up going really deep at that point. So fingers are going to finish just above your shoes. And then if you're using that kettlebell, it's just going to tap the ground. Stance, you really only want to be about hip width on this. So make just enough room to tap that object between your feet, and that object should tap right between the arches every time. On that barbell, let's keep that bar close to our shins, keep those knees back, hips halfway between shoulders and knees, squeeze that belly tight, make sure that core is braced as we drive those heels through the ground. Whichever object we plan to use, I want you to go ahead and hit 6 deadlifts. Then if you need to adjust weight on your barbell, go ahead and do so.
Why do you keep throwing it on the floor?
He thinks he doesn't want it.
I think he likes to throw it to you.
After that, getting into our med ball slams or our burpees over the bar or over our object. If you have that weighted ball at home, on those slams, you'll come up high in your toes and then you'll bend your knees as you finish down. Grab again, right back into that next rep. The more power through the ground, the better. If you plan on doing burpees over that object, let's get our spine moving a bit more. Let's get our hips moving really well. I want you to come down to the ground. Step 1 foot forward into a mountain climber. Drive those hips forward, chest high. Then step back, same thing. Hips forward, chest high. Just keep alternating on those.
Catch with me.
I saw that. It was cute. He thinks you brought food for him.
3, 2, 1. Let's come down to our belly. Let's go into seal pose. So take a big breath in as you breathe out. Use your back muscles to lift your chest up. Go ahead and lift that chin as well. Let's get one more. After that, we're going to get into some frog hops. So chest comes up, push through the ground, feet pop just outside the hands. Then we're going to lay back down, keeping that belly tight. Let's just keep flowing through those. Frog hops. 3, 2, 1. Let's make sure we're ready for those jumps. So let's find whatever object we plan to use. And I want you to give me 6 jumps over that object. If at all possible, 2-foot takeoff, 2-foot landing. Try to jump over the center of the object so that you're clearing that whole object and you're not jumping behind. What you doing, bud? Okay, go for it. You got it. Jump over it. Jump it. There you go. You got it. Oh, almost. After you've done 6 jumps over that object, let's do 2 burpees over the object. Then our last movement for today is going to be those sit-ups.
I made it all the way across.
You did?
Dumbbell.
Good job. Let's come down to our butt. Let's start with some straight leg sit-ups. No arms. You're going to reach out in front actually. Try to roll down 1 vertebrae at a time. Keep those arms stiff. Roll up 1 vertebrae at a time. Let's get 5 of those in. 3, or not 3, I'm counting you guys down on this. In the workout today, we can go straight leg, butterfly, or bent knee, your choice. Arms are going to come down behind you. As you come up, think about throwing your elbows into your hips. And then I like that bent knee version because it just gives me less of an anchor point and it makes me squeeze a little bit harder at the top. I also like trying to connect my chest to my knees. That way I get more flexion at the top as well. Whichever version you plan to do, go ahead and give me 5 sit-ups. All right. Transition round. Let's get our heart rate up before we kick off this workout today. So we're going to go 2 rounds through. I want 2 deadlifts, 4 med ball slams or 4 burpees over that object, and 6 sit-ups. 2 rounds, 2, 4, and 6. Let's find that object. Kicking off our first round. First round through, nice and easy. Second round through, let's pick up the pace. In 3, 2, 1, and go. 2 deadlifts. 4 burpees over that object. You don't have to come up to full extension on that burpee. Just get up enough to jump over. Then 6 sit-ups. Coming. You gonna jump over?
Whoa!
Oh.
I'll sit up. And then butt busters.
Butt busters. You guys want to do some butt busters in the workout? One more round, a little bit faster this second round.
I'm late. How do you do sit-up? I can't do sit-up.
Just do what I'm doing.
I know. I'll get a little bit more bigger.
After round number 2, take a break, use the restroom, get a drink. We'll brief this WOD in a moment, and then we'll kick things off.
Use the restroom. Use the restroom.
Rick Dalton, you've been such a good trooper.
Cranky boy.
Cranky boy.
And slip
You're
all
that
day.
Matt's butt.
Huh?
He wants a mat.
Watch out.
Where's Matt?
I'm gonna roll you up in this mat. I'm joking. You get your water out here.
I want some.
I bet you do.
It tastes like special water. 3 parts water, 1 part vodka.
Oh, stop. I'm gonna let my 3-year-old drink.
Nothing gets you ready for a hot
Daddy?
workout.
Daddy? No, it's just acai powder.
Oh, it's all acai powder, okay.
Or are we doing this
What's up?
laying on top of each other on burpees or what?
We're gonna fight over burpee space today.
I've got my mat as close as I can to.
Do mine up here. All right, crew. Let's break down this workout. So, if you've been doing our program for the last couple weeks, last week was a performance week. This week, kind of a deload week. Yesterday's workout was pretty tough, a lot of reps. So base your intensity off how your body's feeling today. Pace appropriately. On those 6 deadlifts, let's make sure we're keeping our belly tight, standing straight up at the top, not leaning back. Control that down as well, keeping those shoulders pinned back. That way we resist rounding that back out. On those med ball slams, if you're doing those, get up tall. Be sure to bend your knees as you slam through the ground. On those burpees, just take your time on those. If you go super fast, you tend to lose your core and you rely way too much on your spine and your erectors back here. Blows up your low back. So breathe through those. Make sure you're keeping that core turned on a bit on your burpees. And then on sit-ups, I think that's a great opportunity to catch your breath. Breathe in on your way back. Breathe out on your way up. If you're not able to get that full flexion, you can do that dumbbell crunch like Renee's doing. Pace yourself for sure for the first 8 minutes, and then I want you guys to try to pick it up just a little bit for those last 2 minutes. Make any final prep that you need to. Find your starting position, and we'll kick this off in just a moment.
Ready to do the workout, Matt? 10.
Where's your ball to do slabs?
Slams.
All slaps.
We don't have one, so we're just doing burpees instead. We can either do the slams or burpees. Can you try to keep your brother entertained for 10 minutes?
We can just use this ball.
Well, you can do it with that. Keep your
All right, gang. Starting with 6 deadlifts. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. 10 minutes.
pop off.
Then 8 slam balls or 8 burpees.
On the way up, you bring it out. On the way down, you bring it in. I ain't jumping overboard.
Pace it early. Look out.
Looking for this dumbbell, I think. I'm looking for this dumbbell.
Move it out here for you. Alright, there you go. 8 slams or burpees, then 12 sit-ups.
How do you do your slam?
Or burpees.
How do you do your slam, Dad? How do you do your slam?
show you in a second.
Burpees in place of slams. It's like mommy's doing this for sit-ups.
Just like this, man. Get your ball, stand tall, slam. You can do it. Come back to your next round. 6 deadlifts. Back flat, eyes at the ground in the bottom. Squeeze your butt as you stand up. Watch out! Watch out for mommy.
Watch out all around.
Watch out, man. Don't go into that bar.
Daddy?
Yep.
One time I had it on you. So look. I'll do it on Daddy's side. That's the side I'm working out on.
Okay.
Whoa! You just knocked yourself in the face.
But, whoa! We're changing names. Or we. No, not a maker.
You gotta adapt to your conditions, gang. Do what it takes.
Breck is. Nobody else is. Breck is.
Breck's adapting.
Breck's a teeny baby. He's sitting here watching us work out.
Hold up.
On my head. Oh, what? I don't do that. Huh? I don't need one. Yes. Do your sit-ups. Okay.
Good job.
I'm not touching it to the ground. I'm not touching it to the ground, Daddy.
You gotta touch it to the ground.
Now
Otherwise,
there's
it's not
slam.
rep.
Now slam.
Let's go, gang. Stay steady. Almost halfway.
Almost.
Good job. Get it, Matt. Jump over. Yeah! And that was 8. Do one more just in case. Up and
On this side, I do it like
hey!
when I'm on this side.
Nana,
Dada.
you say
Now swing.
say my name and I'll get you out of there. Breathe in on the way back, out on the way up on those sit-ups. over 3.
Wheel.
Joe, come on back for sit-ups.
Sit up.
Keep coaching. Can you coach us, Matt? Yeah. Tell us what to do.
Now 2 butt busters.
Show us what a butt buster is.
You walk up on them
Yep.
and swing yourself back.
Sounds dangerous.
Swing yourself back. You do it. That's another. You walk up on something, then jump.
Let's go, gang.
Now 2 butt busters.
Just over 2. Pick it up a little at the end. Oops.
I got this heavy dumbbell to keep it mad.
Almost there, gang.
I did jump and a squat. I did jump squat. Now sit up. Now butt busters. Now deadlifts. Now
1 minute left, guys.
Now slams. Now slam.
Come back.
Daddy,
Come on, me.
it's the slam now.
Okay, slam it.
Slam it. Slam it, mommy. Let's go. Yeah.
25 seconds.
We'll be done in this and then. Is there more?
Let's go, guys.
You got it?
7, 5,
Stop.
2,
Stop, stop.
time.
Good work, gang. Whew.
Look at that baby. He's a wee baby. Baby.
Stand up. Walk around. Deep breathing.
I want a drink.
It's all empty. I just drank the rest of it. Sorry.
We'll get more, no whining. What's that in it? Hey, I said quit whining. No whining. We'll get more.
All right, gang. As you catch your breath, you've still got time to spin with us. A lot of low back today. So come down onto the ground. Knees a little wider than hips. Heels in line with your knees. Set those hips down between your heels. Round out that low back. Take some big deep breaths in. Expand that low back every time you breathe in. As soon as you can, get into breathing in through your nose, blowing out through the straw. There, start to reach a little bit longer with your arms.
Wow.
Reach over to one side, lean towards the other.
I don't know you because this
Reach over to
is
the other
squirrel
side
talk.
and lean.
No, they don't. They talk to each other. They don't talk to you.
Back to the middle, let those arms relax again. Take a few more big breaths. Then, let's come over onto our back. Let your head lay on the ground. Put your hand around your knees. Rock those knees back into your chest. Then let them come back down. And then let's put our feet a little bit wider than shoulder width. Let your knees lay over to one side. They don't get all the way down, that's okay. Let your knees lay over to the other side. And then rock side to side. Keep your feet in the same place. Just swinging those knees. After that, pull those knees back into your chest. And then same thing, keep that head on the ground. Let's rock those knees side to side again. A little bit of twist through that low spine. Rock back and forth a few more times. And then roll up to that seated position. Put your hands on the back of your ankles or the back of your calves. Try to keep those knees straight. Let that chest fall toward your thighs. And use your legs as handles and start to pull your chest forward a bit farther. Belly still gets bigger as you breathe in. Chest comes farther forward as you breathe out. Take a couple more big breaths. And relax. That's going to be it for Tuesday's workout. We'll see you guys on Wednesday. We've got yoga on Thursday on Facebook Live. And then we'll be back with our WOD again on Friday. Great work, gang. Hopefully we'll see you back in the gym. If not, stay steady with your at-home workouts. And thanks for doing it. See you, gang.